What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shayla and I've got 4 kids. For gather round homeschool purposes, I've got 2 pre-readers, an early reader and an upper elementary student. And I just want to go ahead and jump right into this review because I've got a whole lot to say. So if I am completely honest, which is why you came to this video, if I'm completely honest, I had mixed feelings about the space unit. Not necessarily because of how it was done, but I think how it worked for our family, I guess. The main thing is that some of the days my kids were like really engaged and some of the days they weren't. And I'm not really sure why. I think like part of it maybe was the vocabulary that was used. The teacher's guide uses some really big words. Some of the topics are maybe a little bit over my kids' heads. And I mean, obviously I have 3 and 4-year-olds and a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. And so the attention span wasn't really there the way that it was in some of the other units. So I found myself having to summarize a lot, which I guess is okay, but it just required a little bit more preparation on my part. Another reason why this unit required some more prep is like simply for just enunciation sake. Like there was a lot of stuff that I was like, how the heck do you say that? But yeah, just I had to read ahead and determine, like I said, if I, needing to summarize in the teacher's guide, I needed to read ahead and like actually prepare for the day. Whereas, the other units, it's pretty much just open and go. So I wasn't the hugest fan about that. It's not like a deal breaker, but just keep that in mind as you're considering this unit. I will say that reading books helped a lot, as well as the videos that are included in the Gather Round app. So you can check out my book haul videos. You can look for either one of these thumbnails right here. And these will give you all the books that we did for the unit. But those really helped to kind of, I guess, tie some of those loose ends together after we did the lesson. Now, with all that being said, it is a lot of info, but I did not have to go at the pace that I did. I could have gone slower and I could have taken more time. So that's not Gather Round's fault. That's not Rebecca's fault. I could have taken more time, but I chose not to. So that's on me. One thing that I'm finding about this curriculum, and this really goes for any of the units, but I'm seeing it a lot with the space unit, is the fact that this curriculum is what you make it. You can just read it off the paper and decide that's what you like, that's it. Or you can go into more depth. You can do all the activities. You can take one lesson, and you could even do that over the course of 1 week if you wanted to, if you really wanted to go that in depth. So it's all about what works for your family. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. There's not going to be one right way to do any sort of curriculum, and so you can take the liberties as you please. Don't feel like you need to get it done within 4 weeks or 5 weeks or 6 weeks or even 8 weeks. If you want to take more time, then just take the time. Like nobody's going to be standing over you wondering why you're still studying space when they think, I don't know. Y'all know what I mean? Just the curriculum is what you make it, okay? Speaking of versatility, there are tons of activities that you can do along with this unit. Gather Round has an app that you can download, and there are activities and websites and YouTube videos that go along with each lesson, as well as there are tons of Pinterest boards. Apparently space and like galaxy stuff is really popular right now on Pinterest, so you won't have any trouble finding activities to do that's related to the galaxy or outer space. You can actually follow me on Pinterest as well. I've got a whole Gather Round space board on there so you can see the activities that we did. Now, I will say actually looking into the unit, and I've mentioned this in some of my other Gather Round homeschool review videos, there's always like a paper that's done over the course of the unit. But in this unit, it's a comic book that's actually written. And so my kids loved this idea. They loved writing out what they learned in a comic book form. And it didn't really seem as like tedious as writing a report. One thing that I've come to know about school, and like, I don't know why we don't think this anymore. Like your parents told you this when you were a kid, like not everything about school is going to be fun, and it's going to be the same for your kids. So if there's like, a lesson that maybe you don't particularly like or that your kids don't like, that's okay. Not everything in life is going to be peaches and cream. And that's okay. That's life, but that absolutely does not take away from this curriculum. We still had tons of fun. Like when the kids were engaged, they were really engaged. And so some of the kind of more boring lessons, like it was okay, because we had books and activities to kind of keep us busy. Now, let me mention this about the pre-reader student notebook. I was not a fan because there's 2 pages. It's essentially, and this is for all of the pre-reader units now in each lesson, and it's just the coloring page, and then there's an activity sheet. But the activity sheets to me weren't really age appropriate for it to be in a pre-reader book. Like my 3-year-old can't classify things, like she can cut stuff out and glue them onto paper, but she would have no idea what they meant. In any case, the coloring pages did keep my kids busy while we were doing the lesson. But if you want your student to actually be learning something, then you're going to need to do something else. So you can either go for the letters and numbers curriculum by Gather Round, or the kindergarten program, which is, I believe it's called Ready to Read. You can do one of those, or you can choose a completely different preschool or kindergarten curriculum. That would be up to you. So I actually decided to do the letters and numbers curriculum. I did a book haul already. You can look for that video in the cards or in the description box, or check for this thumbnail on my channel. And I'm going to be doing a review of my first impressions. We've only been doing this for a couple of weeks now, so I wanted to try to get several weeks under our belt before I give my opinions on that curriculum. But make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss that video. You can also check out my other reviews on Gather Round Homeschool. I'll put the link in the description box below, or you can check in the cards. And that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget, hiding is overrated, and I'll see you next time. Bye.